regulation state that you should make $10,000 or bigger deposits. And then they sit there in the New York Times and go, is this the right thing to do? And then they say at the end, no, maybe the IRS should ease off a little. No, how about we have due process again in this country? This is over-the-top Freakville. I'm starting to get really angry. Let me just settle down for a minute. Okay, good. I'm all right now. And if people are tuning in on this guy, this is an act or whatever, look, I wish it was an act, okay? I get high blood pressure from this stuff. I really take offense on tens of thousands of people with no criminal records being robbed, no jury, no judge, no indictment, no proof, no discovery, no nothing. Your money's gone. That threatens everyone. My grandfather had a heart attack and then off the heart surgery had a stroke. After the city started sending him $2,000 a day fines, this is like 15 years ago, took about 5 years to kill him. And they said, well, it's up to like $40,000, Mr. Hammond. You have to go clean out the creek behind your house. And he went and looked at the map of his property, and it was a city gutter, not a creek, and it was concrete. And they said, no, you will clean out the obstruction back there, or we're going to continue the fines. So I had to go fight that for him. And then the IRS comes and says, you owe us all this money, even though he'd been paying the taxes forever. So he had a heart attack. And some people I know, had that heart attack. And I'm sick of living like a slave. They wrote the tax code where nobody can follow it so they can grab whoever they want. Don't you know that? They bring the drugs in, hoping your kids use them so they can throw them into the prison system. I'm done with all of it. And I'm angry about it because that's normal. When you hear about a criminal group arresting preachers and saying you can't demonstrate and sending the IRS after people, a lot of folks cower in fear and think, we better go along with these people. They might come after us. No. We're going to lose everything if we don't stand up to these pieces of trash. What we have is criminals and control freaks and psychopaths and sociopaths and just weirdo demons running wild in free reign. Every day I see articles where police officers or federal police will walk into a 7-Eleven and just start aiming guns at the clerk for no reason, threatening to kill them. Or putting a gun to their head of a taxi driver and saying, I'll kill you. I'm a federal agent. They're letting mentally ill people that think they're Jack Bauer and who are completely looking for trouble get into law enforcement on purpose. Just like the Soviets and the Nazis did. I have those articles here in my stack today. One just happened in Salt Lake. Here it is. We even have a local newscast. Fed using Uber service points gun at driver's head. It was all caught on video at the hotel for no reason. Just for their power. In fact, let's play that clip. Here it is.
Initially, he brought it up over towards my head, and then he lowered it and stuck it under his arm.
Uber driver James Brothers recalls the frightening moments in his car last Monday when passenger Byron Keith McDonald put a gun to his head and asked him whether he wanted to live or die.
I look over him. I asked him, what do you mean? And he pulls a gun out from back of his pants, and he holds it to me.
It happened as James tried to drop off McDonald at his downtown hotel at about 1 a.m. last Monday. The experience was shocking enough for James, but now it turns out Byron Keith McDonald is a federal police officer, a lieutenant with the Bureau of Indian Affairs. The Department of the Interior in Washington, D.C., which oversees the Bureau of Indian Affairs, said in a statement, quote, Mr. McDonald was on official travel during the time of the incident. The incident is being investigated by our Internal Affairs Division, which will make use of the investigation being conducted by the Salt Lake Police Department. Byron McDonald spent 5 days in jail before he bailed out.
We know that his superiors are aware of what's going on.
Salt Lake County DA Sim Gill charged him with aggravated assault.
We don't care whether you are a police officer or whether you are a...
All right, let's stop right there. This isn't just about police, and it's not about demonizing police. There are too many federal police. It's unconstitutional. They're federalizing local police. And more, they're trying to hire people like this who are out there in the private sector. I knew somebody in business who one time, for no reason at a meeting, pulled out a gun and aimed it at me and said, are you scared? And they wanted to get off of me being scared. And I said, no, I got them. I said, I'm about to physically attack you. Better put that away, man. And then I left, never really talked to him again. And then I learned that person had done that to basically a bunch of other people I knew. Would just pull it out and put it on the table or aim it at you. And where I come from, that's how you get your neck broken. But see, most people that guy did that to would just cower in fear. They wouldn't even go call the police. Do you stop that type of behavior going after criminals like that, or do you let them do it? If you let them do it, they do it more, and then it gets worse. And this is the mass mental illness that we have, where they're hiring sycophantic, mentally ill people who want to menace innocent people to be police officers. Remember the cop that threatened to shoot Joe Biggs? He runs up and he says, I will effing shoot all of you right now as they stand there peacefully in Ferguson. Just out of the blue for no reason. These are a bunch of people they're hiring that are so cowardly that they shouldn't be allowed to be toilet attendants. We'll be right back with the election news.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Blockit Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Hey, Boomer! I learned in school today that 60% of our bodies are made of water. Good thing we have the Berkey system. It's the cleanest, best water ever. Mom says it's because the Berkey's filtration system cleans out the bad stuff and leaves only pure, delicious water. I know, right? You love it too. Yeah, I'm thirsty too. Let's go get some. Get Berkey Clean Water by calling 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653. Or visit goberkey.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit, then carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
This is a nationwide announcement for consumers owing back taxes to the IRS. The slowdown in the U.S. economy has forced renewed action by the Internal Revenue Service. The IRS is now accepting reduced settlement amounts from qualifying consumers who owe back taxes. If you're eligible, your back tax settlement may be discounted by thousands of dollars. A specially assigned national hotline has been directly routed to Defense Tax Group. Consumers may now call and check their eligibility for a significant tax debt reduction. Financial stability is a major priority during this slow economy, so you're advised to dial this national hotline number now. 800-678-4191. If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, you may now find significant relief. You could save thousands of dollars if you qualify. Call now and get free vital information and to check your eligibility for a significant tax debt reduction. Call the Defense Tax Group now. 800-678-4191. That's 800-678-4191. 800-678-4191.
I'm going to get to some election news coming up, but first, nurse in Maine on collision course over quarantine. I saw her on television news today saying, I feel fine. Doesn't matter if I've been around people with Ebola. I'm not going to be quarantined at a government facility, and I'm not going to stay in my house either. And Obama has come out and said, yeah, do whatever you want. Other countries quarantine, Africa quarantines. Anybody who doesn't want to get this stuff would quarantine, but not us. No, it's just all part of these people doing whatever they want. Ebola vaccine trial to start in Switzerland this week. Oh, they got the vaccine almost ready for you. Isn't that just special? CDC expands Ebola risk factors for forced quarantine. They're going to wait till it spreads real bad, though, and then lock you up if you show any signs of being sick, period. See, do nothing up front, hope it spreads out of control, then take over. But not until after the election. Then he's got a couple years as a lame duck. Insurance companies begin writing Ebola exclusions into policies to not cover people with Ebola. That means they're concerned and think it might spread. So that's some of the news on that front. Coming up on election news, isn't this just precious? La Raza, which means the race, as we started a white or black group called The Race, promotes Washington Post guide on where people can vote without an ID. Gee, I wonder who's going to be voting. Maryland Board of Elections probe Republican to Democrat ballot switch. Same thing in Illinois. With Obama saying, you can vote whenever you want. Vote for Republicans, switch to Democrats in Illinois. Isn't that cute? Shocking Harvard poll. Millennial voters want GOP in charge. Well, here's the issue. That shows they are rejecting Obama and collectivism. The problem is the Republican leadership is the same group. So if they don't endorse the Tea Party and libertarian ideas, it will then be put on conservatism and constitutionalism and libertarianism blame for all this. We don't want that. We either need to really have a revolution of freedom being peacefully restored, or we want to let the globalists run it in the ground so they get the blame. Don't hand it over to the quasi-Republicans right as the train wreck happens, and then they blame it on us. We've got to get rid of Boehner. We've got to put constitutionalists in there. That's why Bill Gates is targeting Democrats at the county, city, federal, state level, who are more reasonable and don't want to take all the guns and don't want totally open borders and know we're going bankrupt and want to balance the budget. There are actually a lot of good Democrats across the country. And they're being targeted by Bill Gates and by Bloomberg and all these other pieces of trash. So we better turn this around. There's not a utopia coming at the end of it. By the way, Joel Gilbert's film, we're the exclusive distributors of Utopia, exposing what Obama's real plan is. So important to get that on DVD and give that to friends and family. We are the exclusive place to get it, InfoWarsStore.com. While you're on InfoWarsStore.com, I'm advising everybody to do what I've been doing for my health, my wellness, the Oxy powder. People that know me say, man, you've lost so much weight. You're glowing. Well, you're losing weight. You have so much energy. What's happening? It's X2 Survival Shield Nascent Iodine, the best out there from the research we've done. It's the Lung Cleanse. It's the Colloidal Silver, Silver Bullet. It is the Super Male Vitality, which I'm about to take my dose of. Super Female Vitality for the ladies. InfoWarsLife.com. And the best part is it's revolutionary, cutting edge, super concentrate, organic, all the best, DNA Force. So it's been blowing people away. And then secondarily, it helps fund the operation across the board. So it's a win-win-win, shopping with the good guys, shopping with the white hats, shopping with the patriots, building a real economy, helping build a real media. 888-253-3139. You can call, ask about all the discounts. We have a 10% special going right now on the Biodefense Pack. That's Survival Shield X2 Nascent Iodine with the Lung Cleanse. And Survival Shield is selling out very quickly, so I'm discounting it. We were trying to get more in. It may sell out in as little as a week at this rate. 888-253-3139. 5% off all the supplements with promo code NOW at checkout. Second hour, Dr. Group coming up, then George Noory.
Visit GCNlive.com today.
Using unparalleled research in the development of a synergistic formulation based around the key concepts of super oxygenation, the next level in cleansing is here. With key ingredients backed by real clinical studies, the new Oxy powder, available through InfoWars Life, was invented during Dr. Group's research on the toxification of our bodies. Many herbal colon cleansers are harsh on the body and contain cheap and potentially dangerous ingredients, oftentimes full of synthetic fillers, GMOs, additives, or worse. Gently start cleaning your body with easy capsules that start working while you sleep. Oxy Powder does not require time off work, and there's no need for bad-tasting concoctions. Instead, Oxy Powder slowly releases monoatomic oxygen into the intestinal tract and body. Experience the astonishing cleansing power of superoxide and ozonide technology. Go to InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com to get started with Oxy Powder, or call 1-888-253-3139.